Welcome to Kohler, Bluff, Timberwolves Dynasty here on College Football 26. We're jumping right into this. I'll show you the uniforms and the team a little bit later, but let's take a look at the schedule for year one. It's a pretty tough one, honestly. We are in the Mountain West. We're in the MAC conference, and, you got to take on some MAC schools, which are bad, but we're way worse. 54 overall, just overall, 54 overall offense, 56 overall defense. This is almost comparable to an FCS roster. Our best player is a punter. And by a wide margin, actually, not by like 1 or 2 points, but like a wide margin, our best player is a punter. So you just look through this roster. We'll get to know more of this team as we go through this dynasty. A lot of our top players are freshmen, so they're going to be around all, really all 4 years for their careers for the most part, unless they transfer. But we do have some points to spend here, and we decided to go down the recruiter path just to be different, honestly. There's no real reason why you would pick recruiter. Honestly, coach abilities in College Football 26 kind of suck, if I'm being honest. For the most part, it kind of feels like they've nerfed all of them. I'm not sure why they keep nerfing the abilities. I really don't understand why that's a thing they do, but they like doing it. They nerfed recruiter, and then they've nerfed some things in motivator, and then I think they've nerfed some things in tactician, and they just won't stop. They won't stop. Can't stop. Bad boy. So we're going to mostly get the first 2 abilities of recruiter, because right now we're not in the transfer portal, so we're not too concerned about, having defensive backs or anything like that be more interested in the portal. So, like I said, we're jumping right into this dynasty. We're going to be taking on Penn State. Now, I am going to show you the uniforms, but these are not the final uniforms. After I played a few games, I kind of felt like I wanted to redo this set a little bit, and I actually did. We actually switched from Nike to Adidas. So you'll see the full jerseys, the real actual jerseys that we're going to use for most of this dynasty in the next episode. I know that might sound weird, so that's why I'm not focusing on recruiting too much. I'll force win or force loss the games that we need to force win or force loss. But for the most part, I'll show you these games because I think it's just because it's going to be the same team. So don't worry about that. It's be the same exact team. I've gone through meticulously and have built this roster myself. I've made sure these players are not good. I've made sure this is actually going to be a very difficult building opportunity for us. I mean, we're going to suck even in MAC play. So I think that's the thing that, I kind of wanted to do. I wanted to have that challenge because in College Football 26, it just feels like it's too easy even when you pick a small school once you get to conference play, So I think this should be a fun challenge for us. I hope you're along for the ride. This is the first new video on this channel. So if you've been watching and you've been enjoying it, hit that subscribe button and come along ride for the journey here. But we're taking on Penn State here. I'm gonna say right now that the deep blue uniforms are out of here. We're going with a brighter shade of blue. I'm not sure why I picked these uniforms to take on Penn State, because they're kind of like the same as us. I kind of realized these uniforms look a little too much like Cowboys uniforms, so change it up a little bit right here. Penn State gonna go with an outside run. We're doing play the moments for these. I think this series is going to be play the moments for each game. Each episode we're going to get through a couple games as we make a play on the ball right there. It's kind of hard to keep track of everyone just because of the jersey clash. Honestly, I know they're different shades of blue, but it's really similar. So I'm sorry for any of my viewers who are colorblind. We get an interception. Picks that one off in the end zone. Drew Aller. This is before James Franklin got fired IRL in real life, and before Drew Aller had a leg injury, and which ended his season. So we get an interception. We get a takeaway here. Kohler Bluff, our first one, and it's Devin Alexander with the interception. So picks that one off. Aller just kind of threw it up for grabs, and we were able to jump up there and get it. Not able to do anything with it, though, because they come right back down the field, 3rd and 6, throws this one, and I just completely blow this play with number 28. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was doing. That's all I can say. They end up getting an easy touchdown right there. We basically kind of led him into the end zone, honestly. He's like, hey, come this way. So, I don't know. Might have to check his DraftKings account, honestly. But we come back here, do a little option play again, and pitch it to the outside. And Marcus Bailey, going to pick up the first down right there and get us to 1st and goal. So, I mean, hey, close game still, kinda, right? I mean, battling Penn State here. This is not what anyone expected. Then we're going to get the touchdown right there. Henderson going to take a shot as he goes into the end zone. But either way, able to, drive down the field, get some points on the board. We're still a relatively close game, 3rd and 6 here. And I don't think anyone ran the right routes they were supposed to run on that play. But 1st and 10 here. If we can make something happen, we can cut this to a 1-possession ball game. That'd be pretty good. We throw this one up right here for Rivers. And Rivers comes down with a touchdown. Kohler gets the touchdown, and that's just a big play right there. Kohler Bluff with its 2nd touchdown of the game. This one's Jamal Rivers coming down with it. Got hit as we threw the football. Good tight spiral, and this time it just kind of works out for us. Rivers, he can definitely do that. He has that ability. I made sure to give these players, when you go into that team builder, you can actually really, I think, fine-tune the players, and I decided to do that, and that's going to get intercepted right there, picked off by a linebacker. It's 35-14 at this point, so it's just kind of, hey, throw something up, see if you can make something happen, and nothing happened right there. And, yeah, as, fans, Penn State fans cheering on, I don't like Penn State. I'm not going to say why, because I feel like that's inappropriate to talk about on this channel in that sort of context. But, Penn State University, Happy Valley, they're going to be happy tonight, but they're a bunch of creeps, in my opinion. But we lose, which we expected to, honestly, Ethan Redding, 12 of 20, 2 touchdowns. And then Jared Daniels, 4 of 21 and an interception. So both quarterbacks got to play, basically, almost a full game. And Ethan Redding looked a lot better than Daniels. So, but he is a junior. So run game was non-existent. Just nothing going on with the run game at all. So that's never good, honestly. But Jamal Rivers with a touchdown, so that's pretty good. 6'3" contested specialist. I was kind of contested catch specialist. And then Malik Henderson with 4 receptions and a touchdown as well. Defensively, did we even touch Drew Aller in this game? It doesn't look like we did. A couple TFLs, but nothing. 1 interception right there from Devin Alexander, the freshman. And that's kind of what we did on the day, honestly. Outside of those 2 touchdown drives, whole lot of nothing. We're going to keep going here, and we're going to jump in, play this game versus Michigan. And again, no recruiting because this is kind of going to go away, but, so are these uniforms. I'm showing them off, but these are going to kind of go away as well. We are taking on Michigan. I will correctly force laws, keep our schedule mostly the same. Won't be the exact same schedule because the conference stuff is going to change, but we're still going to play UConn to close out the year. So taking on Michigan here, and we are on the road. I feel like a program like Kohler Bluff, getting its start at this level of college football would probably take a couple week 1 and 2 games like this, just as in a way to kind of, get some money in the bank for the program. That's kind of why these schools take these games, because they get paid to come here to kind of, get their shit kicked in, if I'm, excuse my French there, but, that's kind of, that's why they're here, is to get beat up and blown out, but, yeah, trying to find any space we can to get some breathing room here to try to throw the football. We get back to 3rd and 10, so... 3rd and 10 here, screenplay. Now I think they kind of forget the play. We kind of just throw this one out here. I like using the screens as ways to get other plays. 1st and goal here for Michigan, and they're just kind of rolling through our tackles right there. Again, it's It's kind of what I expected, honestly, a program like this taking on Michigan. But the fact that we're kind of midway through the first quarter and we haven't allowed a score yet, I guess that's something to be proud of, I suppose. But yeah, Michigan gets right in, touchdown, Bryce Underwood. Quarterback sneak, not much you can do against that play in these games. In real life, unless it's like the Eagles, it's not like completely unstoppable. But either way, I kind of mess up that play right there. And then Michigan driving here, Justice Haynes with some nice rushing yards right now. First quarter winding down. Bryce Underwood going to hand this one off, and we're going to stop him right there. Get him to 2nd and goal. We switch sides of the field. On the other side here, let's see what happens here. And I kind of misplay this a little bit, but they were probably going to get in the score eventually anyways. So 14 points on the board for Michigan. Yeah, what more can you say? We're playing Michigan. I mean, I didn't expect us to go in here and kind of have a competitive football game. But come back here, another screenplay, and that linebacker vacates that space, so we're just going to hit the receiver right there in the slot. And again, I like doing that with these screenplays. That's something you can do in Madden 2. You can do it in this game. But we end up losing to Michigan in this one. I mean, it wasn't even close. 43-7. Kind of just got blown out. I mean, what more can you say? I mean, the difference in the roster, difference in the talent is massive. There's a big gulf in that talent. There's a big gulf in, Michigan and us. But, we got to get these games out of the way. I hope in College Football 27 they actually do add that financial incentive for teams like us to take these sorts of games. Because really, if we're being honest, there's really no reason for us to. Theoretically, if you were kind of min-maxing the game, got 1 touchdown on the day for Henderson. If you're no sacks either. If we were min-maxing the game, what we would do is just schedule a bunch of FCS schools for all of our out-of-conference games, play those, get some easier wins, and call it a day. But that's not what we do here, because that's not really realistic, honestly. And I know it's not fully realistic, but that aspect of it isn't realistic, right? Like, you need money to keep these programs going, especially nowadays. So taking on FCS Northwest, I believe that was Bordeaux's team builder team last year in that short-lived series, which I actually really enjoyed that series. I kind of wish he'd keep doing that. But his rebuilds are good too. But I do like longer form videos in terms of multiple. But we get a touchdown. Enough about poor Diddy. We get a touchdown on his boys right here. And we draw first blood against FCS Northwest. When I redo this team, it's also going to be a different stadium. We're going to take Navy's stadium because I don't think there's anything in there that like specifically says Navy on it. So we're going to do that. I throw an interception. Safety read that one pretty well. I did not expect that safety to make that play, if I'm being honest. But we tried it. Here's McLawler. Really nice stuff right there. Picks up the first down. Red zone alert. We have Daniels in the game. 3rd and 2 here. And gonna just throw this one. He delivers a good, decent ball every now and then. He's already thrown an interception, actually, that was me. I was about to blame the CPU, like I didn't throw that. Like, yeah, I did. What am I talking about? You all just saw me do it. We try to run with him. He doesn't have a lot of speed, is something I've noticed. So let's see if we can pound this one in with Marcus Bailey. Bailey pounds it in. Touchdown. Doesn't even get touched on his way into the end zone. And there we go. Take a 14-3 lead here over FCS Northwest. And Marcus Bailey gets a rushing touchdown right there. So looking pretty good right here. And then we come back here, 3rd quarter. Daniels on the run. And I panic, throw this one. And that's not where I would want that football to go. That football has to go towards the sideline, not back inside. And Daniels throws it inside and it gets picked off. So not good. Daniels here. We're going to throw this one to Henderson. Henderson just going to come up short of getting a touchdown, but Harden, he gets called for a hold. So this one's coming back. And this is still a close game. I mean, we're in a real knife fight with freaking FCS Northwest. Like I said, I made this team really bad for a reason. Daniels here going to try to step up and run, and he just is not quick enough. Picks up 5 on the play, and that's when I saw that and I said, you know what? Let's get in here. Let's make a change. Let's not Ethan Redding. We are going to put in Darius McClain, a freshman, pure runner, quarterback, 6 foot, 195 pounds from Texas. And we are going to put him in and give him a shot. Give him some run. See what he can do. Send the other guy to the bench because I don't know. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking the feel. So what does McClain have? We're going to choose some clock here too. Take as much time as we want off of this clock. Want to pick up the first down here, but a touchdown would be fine as well. So McClain going to get flushed out, and he can outrun this guy. He's quick enough. And there we go. Darius McClain with the rushing touchdown right there. And there we go. Extend this lead a little bit. Make it 21-11. And again, that's just athleticism from McClain. Just, he's faster than the FCS guy, so able to just outrun them, outrun those defenders. That's not what the other guy could do. He got run down from him. So our guy just gets absolutely rocked on that play. There's pancakes, and then there's whatever the hell that was, because we just got ran over right there. So that's not good. End of game drive here for Darius McClain. I thought maybe we could hold him, but we didn't. So either way, this time don't hold him to our lineman. Don't want that. We pick up the first down right there, and we come back 3rd and 7 here. Got to convert here. This is got to have it territory. You just have to take the underneath route to Scooter Page. And again, these names, you can get used to them because these are all locked in, set rosters. So all these guys, Chili McLawler, Darius McClain, even though I'm going to reset these uniforms and everything, and there's everything else, these guys are going to stay. Travis Warner, who just is leaving the game with a cramp or a sprained ankle, is going to stay. So don't worry about that. Those guys are going to still be here. We're just going to have, slightly different uniforms. Going to look a little bit different. So, we are just going to try to take some time off of this clock here. I actually don't want to score. At this point, I was wondering if I should take a knee, get them to use their last timeout, but it's already 2nd and inches, so we just go in with the fullback dive, and we're able to pick up the touchdown right there. And here we go, taking on their team here, going to try to keep them out of the end zone. They come out in this kind of I formation, which I'm kind of confused by, honestly. I don't get that play. You have to go get a touchdown. I'm not sure why they're running their normal offense. They burn one play and then they spike the football. So kind of that does seem like something Bordeaux would do. So maybe the FCS Northwest is just based off of his AI or something. I don't know. Their end of game stuff is not great. Now they're taking strikes. Almost picked that one off. 39 seconds left. And they're going to come back here. So they basically wasted 2 plays to get to these plays. Another one up the sideline, and Alexander almost with the interception, but we're going to win our first game 28-21 here over FCS Northwest. And really nice game right there. Marcus Bailey with a touchdown, 71 yards, 11 on 11 rushing attempts. I think that's decent, honestly, but yeah, Jared Daniels probably going to have to sit on the bench. I think we're going to go with Darius McClain when we come back. Jared Daniels, just not what we want right now. So we're going to go with Darius McClain, I think. And that's what we're going to do. So what did everyone else do? We already know Marcus Bailey had a really good game. 71 yards. Maybe should have ran the ball with him a little bit more. 3 rushing touchdowns on the game. Hunter Givens with the game-winning touchdown. Our fullback named Hunter. I think that sounds about right. And then, Malik Henderson with a touchdown. Again, he's kind of our star receiver. So is Jamal Rivers. But you see Scooter Page with 7 receptions, 113 yards. No sacks again. So right now, this team cannot create pressure, which usually when you can't create pressure, you can't create turnover. So when we come back, I don't know if it's going to be Toledo. It might be a different MAC school, but we will begin conference play. Again, the only thing that's changing is the uniforms in the stadium. That's it. So when we come back, we'll be 1 and 2, ready to take on Toledo. So if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more of this series, you want to see more of Kohler Bluff Dynasty, I hope you would hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Leave a like on the video if you liked it. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of all of this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.